Hello, everybody. Joseph Moretta here, and welcome to day 2 of the 12 days of Hallows Eve. Now, before we get started, I have a little story and announcement to say. Well, kind of an announcement, but mostly a story. So, right now, as you notice, I'm filming this on a different computer. I'm filming this on my mom's computer. Because my computer all of a sudden decided to stop charging, and even doing that little old trick where you hold the shift control and option and power button, that trick didn't work either. So right now my computer is taken in for repairs. Also, my mom's computer has a camera that's low quality, not like my computer where it's like smooth and such. It's it's like pixelated, as you can see me waving right here. Anyway, we are now on day 2, which means I can now read a scary story. Also, before I read, and I'm sorry for I'm talking, the scary stories I'm reading are kind of short, but for me talking, I'm keeping this video long. And the reason I choose like short, scary stories is because I don't want to be scrolling, and have to read everything that says on the screen. Alright, but anyway, let's get to the story. The story we are reading is called Clap Clap. Alright, and before I'll give you a little context on what it is. So basically, a man and woman are lost in the mountains and they come across an old cabin. Alright, here. Does it matter which hand I hold the mic? This side, this side. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Alright. Okay. One day, a young married couple went hiking in the mountains. As the sun began to set, they realized that they were lost. The wife was getting worried, but her husband tried to calm her down and assured her that they would eventually find their way back to the car. However, after walking for hours, they still had no idea where they were. It was growing dark, and the man and wife were getting desperate. They didn't have a map or a compass with them, and all of the trees looked the same. Just when they were about to give up hope, they came across an old cabin in a clearing. The cabin looked as if it's seen better days, and it was dilapidated. I can't pronounce that word, so I'm sorry. It was dilapidated and seemed like it hadn't been used in a long time. Some of the windows were cracked and broken, and a lot of tiles had fallen off the roof. The husband knocked on the front door, but there was no response. When he turned the handle, it slowly creaked open. Inside, they found it was in a bad state of disrepair. There were there was very little furniture, and the floor was covered in a thick layer of dust. As the couple cautiously looked around, they noticed a strange atmosphere and a peculiar musty smell. The walls were covered from floor to ceiling with graffiti with red paint. The words "Death, Death, 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 Death" were repeated over and over again. The man and woman were unnerved. With a shaking hand, the husband reached out to touch the wall. He was horrified to find that the paint was not yet dry. The couple were very frightened, but they had nowhere else to go. They knew that the mountain was dangerous at night, and there were a lot of wild animals prowling the woods, despite the creepy writing on the walls. They decided to stay the night. Going upstairs, they found a moth-eaten mattress that was covered in stains. The husband and wife wrapped themselves in an old piece of carpet to keep warm and tried to make themselves as comfortable as possible under the circumstances. They lay down together on the mattress and eventually managed to fall asleep. Someone, someone, sometime after midnight, the couple were awakened by a strange rustling noise. It sounded like someone or something was moving around outside the shack. "Did you hear that?" asked his wife. "I think there's somebody out there." Her husband listened for a while, but he didn't hear anything. He got out of bed and walked over to the window. It was too dark outside to see anything. Opening the window, he stuck his head out. "Who's there?" he called nervously. There was no answer. He was about to go back to bed when his wife said, "Maybe it's someone who can't speak." The husband returned to the window and said, "Is there anybody out there?" Clap once for yes and twice for no. He strained his ears. The stars twinkled in the night sky. The crickets were chirping loudly. All of a sudden, he heard a loud. The man turned to his wife and said in surprise, "You were right. There's someone out there." He leaned out the window and his eyes scanned the darkness. He couldn't make out anything in the pitch black. "Are you the owner of Are you the owner of this cabin?" he asked. "Are you a man?" "You're a woman, then?" "Are you a human?" A chill ran down his spine. He swallowed hard and croaked, "Did you come here alone?" "How many are with you?" Clap once for each person. And that was Clap Clap. Okay, now before I end the video, the end of the story there's a lot of claps. I'm gonna count them. There's I'll count them in four. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 20, 24, 28, 32, 36, 40, 44, 48. There's 48 claps. I don't even know if I clapped 48 times or if I exceeded 48 claps. But anyway, there's Clap Clap. And tomorrow we'll start our first conspiracy theory. See you for day 3.